time to tune in. Now another Sports Center, it's a movement.
Vic Fangio talked about it a little bit. Petty, game was out of hand, right? Game was out of hand. They were like they're going for a record for most 100-yard games. We actually held them to 66 yards going into the fourth quarter. The last series of the game, they had 97 yards, and he ran, or last play of the game rather. And as opposed to nailing the ball down, they ran the ball to get 101 yards rushing, right? So it's like that kind of thinking is why they have so many players on injured reserve. Big Fangio called it out, said, I expect that to lessen the organization. Player safety comes secondary. And at first, we were kind of wondering, like, what's going on with all these injuries? But I think if they were doing stuff like that in the preseason and their practices, they have that reputation now. Or not now, they've had that reputation. Then maybe that would explain some of these injuries that we weren't so privy to, right? But losing that many players, that's not just by chance, I don't think, at those positions. I think that can be a coaching kind of thing. Because, Isaac, didn't you tell me, they put J.K. Dobbins in just to continue?
Bro, they like, just to go on your point, like, these are the Baltimore Ravens we're talking about. They do not give a damn. Because now it's 3 weeks in the preseason instead of 4. So most teams are going to use that week 3 as the way week 4 used to be in previous years, just to tune up, get the guys that are bubble players on the squad. No, these fools put all 22 starters in the game against our backups and obliterated us, but lost J.K. Dobbins in the process. The reason being, they wanted to get the record for the most consecutive preseason wins. Like, what kind of maniacal ass team is worried about a preseason wins record? Like, this is the type of this is what we're talking about when we talk about the Ravens. So I'm 1,000% not surprised that they went for that 5-yard record, or whatever the run record was that they were pursuing on the last 5 yards of the game.
Well, so that's one. I enjoyed Harbaugh's clapback to Vic Fangio. I really enjoyed his clapback. For those of you that weren't tuned in, he said, I wasn't aware that there's a 16-point play in football, so I don't understand why the Broncos were taking shots into the end zone late in the game. So I do appreciate the clapback and the pettiness. But I think what this says about those records, because don't get me wrong, right? Records are fun, and like to say like, oh, they don't mean anything. If you say they don't mean anything, you've never played a sport in your life. Records mean stuff. They mean stuff to the players. It means stuff to the players, and it means stuff to the coaches. Now, granted, what they're being paid to do, right? They're not being paid to break records. They're paid to bring home Lombardis. What this tells me with the preseason stuff, going for that record and going for this rushing record, is that this is not a championship-minded team.
Right.
And because the number one focus should be bringing home the Lombardi. And they can get up there and Harbaugh can stand at the podium and say all day that we're focused on bringing a championship to Baltimore. We're focused on bringing a championship to Baltimore, but your actions indicate otherwise. You can call it player safety, whatever else you want to dress it up as. At the end of the day, it is not a championship-oriented team. Mm-hmm. You're doing things that are putting you at greater risk of not being able to achieve what the end goal is. That's senseless, because if they run that play, say Lamar gets lost for the season, you can kiss your Lombardi hopes goodbye.
Turn 100 for the touchdown, King Crown, gain inside, leading your town, hit you faster than the sound, bad boy, throw it down, yeah, I'm ill, not my will, don't cop a fill the house, listen to the warm crowd, drop a light, calm it down, Heisman, all the haters mouth, superhero hit them wow, packing more action than bing, boom, bam, pow, touchdown for the win, we live, subscribe right now.